So in last class, also I just requested you do yourself this practice. So some of you responded, yes, you did it, and result you got it that he say AD is your initial aggregate demand curve, and aggregate supply curve we have taken as a 45-degree line. Okay, 45-degree line as the aggregate supply curve, and okay. So as you are knowing that as per the Keynes theory, the output is decided on the basis of aggregate demand, or we can say that aggregate demand decides the level of productions or output. So initially your initial aggregate demand AD, which intersected at point E. So at E your AD is equal to AS, means E is your initial equilibrium point, and corresponding to initial equilibrium point E, the equilibrium level of output is Y. Fine. So it is the initial explanations you can give, and also you write along horizontal axis we are measuring the level of output oblique income, and you can write along vertical axis we measure aggregate demand. Now, so this is the given conditions, equilibrium conditions. Now you have taken that key. Let us consider now there is a increase in investment of delta I amount. Fine. So the moment you increase delta I amount of investment, then aggregate demand will go up. So what will be the proportion of increase in aggregate demand? That is the same delta I amount. So delta I amount of investment will go up the moment you are increasing investment. So once you increase the delta I amount of investment, then aggregate demand will be, new aggregate demand will be AD1. Okay, so AD1 is the new aggregate demand, and this aggregate demand, so if you start, how can you explain? So first you should say ki at E your aggregate at E your aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply, and equilibrium level of output is say Y. Fine, Y is your equilibrium level of output, where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. From you have to start from here ki since there is increase in delta I amount of investment, so aggregate demand will increase, from AD to AD1. That's in diagram you can see that aggregate demand will go up from AD to AD1 aggregate demand, but at the same level of Y. Now the situation is now the increase in AD1 is like this line. So if you see this line, so at Y level of output your aggregate demand is more than level of output, because this 45-degree line represents the level of productions. So your economy is producing this much level of output, but your aggregate demand is much more. So at Y level of output, situation is what? Your aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply or productions. It means economy is facing the excess demand in the country. And this excess demand leads to increase in productions, because you're knowing the Keynes theory. If there is a demand in the country, the production will go up, or economy will produce more output. So as a result, your production will start increasing, or output will go up. And this process will continue till the excess demand exists in the economy. Once the economy reach at point E1, where again equilibrium will restore, restore at new aggregate demand AD1, and this AD1 is equal to Y. Yeah, where AD1 is equal to Y, the new equilibrium at here you are is restore, and now new equilibrium level of output is Y1. Okay, so in this way you have to explain the diagram. Don't jump. Again, I'm telling you, don't jump randomly. Okay, you need to explain each and everything in the diagram. First of all, always I'm requesting all of you, before writing, before drawing the diagram, before explaining the diagram, first you have to say what exactly you are measuring along the vertical axis, what you are measuring along the horizontal axis. Second, you please name each and every diagram. Like 45 diagram, I am saying it is AS curve. Like first AD, we are saying AD curve. Second demand curve, we are saying AD1. What is AD1? So after increase investment, so you have to explain each and everything in each and every steps. This way, please you write and do your practice so that you can better write in exam. Okay. So what the final result you are getting? So you are getting that increase in your investment and increase in your output. So increase in your output is more than increase in your investments. That result we got it in yesterday class. Okay. And as I discussed how much it's increased, so basically your total change in Y will be equal to K times of delta I. And here K, I am saying it is the multiplier. And since we have changed the investment and we are trying to check the please say Vansika to try to enter. I'm going to allow her. Please, anyone has the contact, then please pass her message to retry. Okay. So your total change in output or total increase in output will be multiplier times of change in your investment. And what was the value of multiplier? So yesterday class I just requested it's equal to what delta Y equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC into delta I. Delta I. ठीक है Vansika, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
आवाज जवाब क्यों नहीं दे रही थी उस समय?
Sir, I was not able to hear you at that time. I came to know from WhatsApp that you were calling me.
And why you just came from the V? Where was your photo that time? Have you joined with another ID?
Sir, yeah, I joined from my official ID by mistake.
No, you can join by official ID. I don't have any problem. But the problem is that I requested from the first day. Come with the photo. Don't come with VA. Don't paste any other things. Come with the photo. I don't have any problem. And only for that reason I was calling you. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
I first day I requested all of you come with the official photo with any ID, official ID or whatever. You can come, but come with the photo. Okay, just leave it. Continue. So in the last class,
Sir.
we have also discussed if you are increasing delta amount of investment, so total output will increase multiplier times. And how multiplier works in the country and what is multiplier? That is investment multiplier we are talking about today. Okay, these things I'm going to discuss today. And why, if you're increasing delta amount of investments, why income will increase much more than this. Okay, so just let us think about this investment multiplier. Then I will discuss these things. First of all, you know what is investment? Anyone? And how it differs from the capital, concept of capital? Or do you think any difference between, there is any difference between the capital and investment? Soumya Gulu? Soumya? Soumya Gulu, am I audible to you? Soumya? Yeah. What's written in the chat box, dear? यस सर, उसको बोलो डायरेक्ट बोलने के लिए. See, our mic never works, yaar. It's in the second semester. Okay, fine. I will try tomorrow.
So capital.
Anyone tell me what is the difference between investment and capital?
So capital is the money worth invested in a particular business, while investment is the factor of that capital. Like when the capital is actually put into some useful use by ways of assets and all, and they are used to generate income, then it is known as investment.
Again, tell me what is the capital?
So capital is worth invested money worth which the owner of the business puts into the business, while investment is the factor of capital, like it uses the capital in terms of assets to generate income.
No, yaar. Ayushi Agarwal?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, capital is the amount invested by the owner in the business. It is the liability for the business, and investment is the uh, amount invested in some kind of asset. So basic difference is that capital is the liability for the business, and investment is an asset which gives additional income like
You're not the
interest.
you are not the accounts student, yeah. You are economics student, so your interpretation will be accordingly, yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but it's a good attempt. I'm not saying. Okay, Bhavya,
Yes, sir.
tell me.
Sir, capital is the source of funds while investment is the deployment of funds.
मम्मी तो नहीं बताए होंगे, पापा बताए होंगे. ठीक से बता.
So,
Try at least.
sir, investment or in is the production of increased capital.
Investment is.
The production of increased capital.
तुम भैया के साथ भी नहीं बैठती है क्या पढ़ने के लिए? रीडिंग है?
Yes, sir.
पढ़ी है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है यार, तबीयत मेरा खराब हो गया बीच में, नहीं क्लास हुआ, लेकिन खुद से तो पढ़ना चाहिए कभी.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, दोनों में डिफरेंस बता दो. Tell me the difference between these two, investment and capital.
So capital will be on the liability side of the balance sheet, while investment will be on the asset side.
फिर से मैं बोल रहा हूँ, कॉमर्स की तरह से मत इंटरप्रेट करो. वी आर नॉट मेकिंग एनी बैलेंस शीट वेयर यू हैव टू पुट द लायबिलिटी, assets. We want the core concept of capital investment. We are not going for accounting purpose. We are not going to calculate the profit and loss. When you are
So
going to
investment
yeah,
require.
see, difference is what? Our job is to interpret the concept of investment and the capital. Our job is not to calculate the profit and the loss. When you are going to calculate a company's profit and loss, then you are just putting in some debit part, some credit part, mean assets and liabilities, and you're managing the balance sheet, etc. Leave this job for the accountants now. You interpret what is capital, what is investment, and what is the role of this in economy. That is particularly in the concept of development of economy, the development of overall countries, economic growth, everything. So in this perspective, we have to think about the concept of capital and investments. Am I clear to all of you? Okay. So can you, anyone, you can just interpret in this way, what is the capital investment? Because when you start reading any newspaper, even any economics basic books, always you will get these two terms very frequently: capital investments, capital investments. So what are the basic concept of capital investment? Allow?
Yeah. Just a guess. I
We all, you can guess it here. I'm not saying anything to you. If I'm saying particular to a student, don't take personally. If I'm telling you, it means I'm telling to all of you. Okay. And
okay.
I'm asking you only what you are thinking. That's I want to know. Okay. So you can just tell me what
Okay.
you want to say.
Capital is the finance or the anything that is raised by the owner or the entrepreneur of the business. And investment is anything raised by others into the business. I don't know.
Okay. Abhishek, I think you was trying to say something, but again you stopped.
Yes, yes.
Tell me.
So capital will be like final outputs that are used by the entrepreneurs or businesses to produce goods. But
Mhm.
investment is anything that will provide us a return.
No, I think you are what you're trying to see. Just see yourself what you're trying to see first. First of all, you say capital is the final goods. Don't say the final goods. Final, the moment you are saying final goods, it means that goods is directly you can consume. Okay.
Final,
You are not going to further use it for the further production. You are not going for use for the any other transformations. Okay. Then only you can say that goods is the final goods, and generally we are using final goods for the which is the ready to just consume. You go and just consume it. But capital goods is not like that. So very basic concept, all of you, please listen it. Very simple concept, very one line concept. The moment you want to define capital, only one line you have to say: capital is the means of means capital is the means of production. Simple in one line. See, it is a very basic concept of capital. The moment you are saying capital, first term, first basic concept, it comes in mind. If you are an economist student, yes, capital means something which we are using to produce something, and not in that used up sense. Not used up sense. It is written, it is the reason we are written capital is the means of production. You are basically using the capital for further production, and in that production you are using inputs and getting output. And to convert from input to output, you are using the capital. So capital here acting as a means of productions. Take the example of machines. Yes, machine is the one of the example of fixed capital. You are using the machines to produce some output. Yeah, plant, you just developed a plant. Yes, it is a capital, physical capital. That you are using it for the further production. You are basically you are taking help from that for further productions. Okay, so one line you have to understand that capital is the means of production, and higher capital or more capital represents the production potential of that particular country. Again, I'm telling you, capital is the means of production, and capital represents the production potential of a particular country. It means if a country has higher level of capital or more capital, it means that country can produce more or higher level of output. Till here, is it clear to all of you or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me complete both, then you can ask if you have any problems. So then what is investment? Yes, investment is rate of capital formations. Rate of capital formations. Okay, rate of capital formations is known as investment. So once, what is investment? So investment is the, you can define like this, ki investment is the change in capital during a given period of time. Again, I'm telling you, investment is a change in capital, and since you are using the word investments, so in place of change you can write increase. Okay, so what is investment? So you can say investment is the increase in capital during a given period of time. That is investment. Or in other word, you can say it is a rate of capital formation or just a capital formations. Rate of capital formation is known as investment. So it means that, let us consider, you take the example of 1st of April. 1st of April, you can take 2020. You are starting from here and take 31st March 2021. It is the last day. This is the 1 year. So when on the 1st of April, suppose you have checked your plant or your economy, how much capital you have. Suppose you calculated, check that you have 100 machines, 100 unit of machines you have. Fine. Again on 31st March, you again calculating and you're trying to calculate what is the total amount of machine we have. Then you are getting, yes, 150 units. Yes, 150 units. So when you measure at a point of time, it is a capital. Like on 31st March, 150 units of capital. On 1st of April, yes, 100 units of capital. But if I am asking you, please tell me what is the change in capital during this period? How much? How much is the total change in 50 units? So this 50 units is the amount of capital you added in already existing stock of capital. So how much capital you added, that amount is known as investment. That amount is known as investments. So in other words, you can say investment is the amount of capital added during a given period of time. And added means capital formations. And since you are referring capital formations with a time period or given time period, so better you can say rate of capital formations. So if you are getting these two concepts, then you can say that investment is a flow concept. Yeah, flow concept. But capital is your stock concept. Why? Because capital you are measuring out at a point of time. Okay, capital you are measuring at a point of time, but investment you are measuring during a time period. So when you measure anything during a time period is known as the flow concept, but when you measure at a point of time, it comes under the stock concept. This is the basic difference between the capital and investment. So if a country adding more and more capital means they are going for more investments. So more investment means more capital formations, or more capital formation means more stock of capital, and more stock of capital means the more production potential in that particular country. And if a country having more production potential means that country can produce more goods and services. And if that country is producing more goods and services means they can generate higher level of employment. It is the reason that each and every country fixing a target of investments. They are going for more investments, like particularly the country like us, developing country. They prefer more for investment because more means more capital formations, and more capital formation means more stock of capital you are going to get it in the future, and that higher stock of capital leads to higher level of productions, and higher level of production leads to higher economic growth and development, and also higher job opportunities, that is a higher employment. Okay, just think about it, all of you. You are getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
Bhavya, explain karo फिर से. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
एक बार बता दो, समझा दो हमें, मैं भूल गया हूँ.
So capital is the means of production. It represents the production potential of the country.
Tell me, just
Invest.
can you give me one simple example referring that yes, what you are saying with example?
So when on 1st April 2020 there are 100 units, and on
No,
31st
forget about this example. The practical example you give me. What is the meaning of capital?
sorry, sir.
Give me one practical example referring it is a capital.
So when there is machinery, and when we start producing goods and services, so when there is a stock of when there is more investment, there is more like in an industry there is more investment, so more goods and services can be produced. So because of that, there will be more capital formation. There will be more stock of goods, and there will be more goods and services. So that good and services will lead to creation of more employment.
Okay. Just take one simple example. All of you take a very simple example. Let us consider all of you set up a plant, or all of you wants to produce any goods or any services. Definitely you need a plant. So first of all, you are going to set up a plant which includes your building one, which includes your machineries and other equipments, tools. So once you set up, then only you can use this plant for production of goods and services. So what you created right now to produce something, these all things comes under the capital. Yes, the capital here basically we are talking about. So capital you can classify it in two ways. One is known as a physical capital, and one is known as the human capital. Okay, so any country, if they want to grow, they need both the types of capital, physical capital also and human capital also. Okay, human capital like the trained persons, like doctors, engineers, your software engineers, your advocates, your professors, your teachers, these all come under the human capital because they are using this capital to produce further, taking the help of this capital for the further productions. Okay, so these all come under the category of the human capital, which also includes the semi-skilled person, trained people, all the professionals. They will come under the human capital. Physical capital means it includes all physical existence, things like the plant, the building plants. You can take all machineries, all equipments. You are using all tools. You are using these all come under the physical capital. But here, basically or primarily, we are dealing with the physical capital. Remember, mainly we are dealing here the physical capital. So, machine is one of the example. Okay, so capital is the stock concept, and one basic meaning of capital is the means of production. Means we are using the capital to produce further any goods and services. Okay, what is investments? So during a given time period, how much capital you formed or you added in existing capital, okay, or how much capital you formed, that amount is known as the investment you made in that time period. Okay, so that you have to remember. So is it clear, all of you, the capital and investment? One more example you take like this. Suppose on 1st of April, your total capital was K naught. On 31st, your capital stock is K1. So you can say that between these two periods, say within 1 year, your change in capital delta K equal to K1 minus K naught. Okay. So how much change is known as the investment since during a given period? So how can you write? So generally we are write I as investment equal to change in capital due to change in during a time period. dk upon dt. Change in capital with respect to time. Because time is one of the factor key what time you are choosing it. So generally we choose for per fiscal year. How many in per fiscal year, how much capital you added. So you can write also investment in this form. Investment is the change in capital due to change in time, or you can write delta K upon delta T time period. You can write it. Okay, so change in capital during a given time period. Clear, dear? So, and capital is the stock measure and the investment is a flow measure. Now, second, if you just now you are knowing about what is investment. So investment you can categorize in two way or two part. One is known as induced investment and one is known as autonomous investment. Induced investment and autonomous investment. Fine. Generally, if you are reading the newspaper or your book, so basically, most of the times you're only getting. Okay, generally you are getting only written as investment. So only if it is written investment, you understand here we are talking about the induced investment. If it is not separately mentioned. But first of all, you should know what is the autonomous investment and induced investment. I will discuss you later on. Basically, investment is the function of rate of interest. I is the rate of interest. Yeah, tell me.
My network went off, so could you kindly repeat what investment is? Autonomous and
only investment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Capital is clear. From capital concept is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just just you assume yourself you are standing here. You are standing here. Fine. I'm assuming you are here. Since you are knowing that capital is what? Capital is the means to produce something. You are using that for the production of any goods and services like machineries, plants, tools. These all are come under the capital. Suppose on the 1st of April, this is it is your plant. Suppose you take it is your plant and you are the owner. You enter to your plant on 1st April and you calculate it. How many machines you have at this on the 1st of April. After calculation, you got it. I have 100 unit of machines. Fine. You left the plant then. Okay. Normal functioning is happening in the plant. All the development process you are doing, you are increasing the production potentials. You've done so many things. Again on 31st March, the last of the year, you are entered to again in the plant. And again you checked how many machines in the last of the year is there. You got it as 150 machines. It means during 1 year, this particular 1 year, the total 50 units more machines you added in the plant. Am I right? Efra?
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Yes,
during
sir.
1 year, the 50 more units of machines you added in your plant means you purchased and you installed in your plant. So how much, and machine is also the capital. I'm not denying that. But the concept is that during 1 year, the 50 more units of capital you added means you formed in your plant. So how much capital you added or how much capital you formed during that time period, that amount is known as investment. You invested that much amount during a period. So it is reason that in other words, investment is also known as rate of capital formations. Okay. So it is a reason that let us consider in the normal variable suppose K1 is the total amount of investment you have, a capital you have on 31st March, and K0 was the initial amount of investments. Okay. So K1 minus K0 is delta K. Since you have to take the reference of time period, so investment I've written dk upon dt, means change in capital. K stands for capital. So dk means change in capital during a time period, which you can also write in this format delta K upon delta T. Now tell me, is it clear or not, investment concept?
It is clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, so when we discussed about investments, then again you can come, the investment you can divide in two major parts or two types of investment generally we discussed. One we say induced investments and one we say autonomous investments. Clear? Induced investments means the investment which is depending on some of the factors. Then that investment we can say is the induced investments. Induced means a force which is behind that. If that is going to change, that factor is going to change, then definitely your investment is going to change. Mean the investment is depending on that factor, and that factor is inducing to change the investment. It is reason it is known as induced investments. And generally in economics, if you just learn it later, I will discuss it why it is a negative relationship, then you will get it. The investments and the lending rate of interest or market rate of interest is inversely related. So here I is your investments, and generally when you write I, you are not putting bar. So it is a total investment. Generally we are referred to induced investment. But you don't need to write induced investment, just you write investment. Other can well understand, yes, you are talking about that investment. So I investment, which is a function of market rate of interest, and it says that I is the market rate of interest. I stands for market rate of interest. Meaning at the rate of interest at which you are borrowing money from the market. That rate of interest refer it here, market of interest. So it says that if market rate of interest is increasing, then investment is going to decrease, and if market rate of interest is decreasing, then investment will go up. Okay, this inverse relationship is there. If there is increase in investment, there is a if there is an increase in market rate of interest, there is a fall in investments. If there is a fall in interest rate, then there is increase in investment. But why this negative relationship, I will discuss you later. But you just understand here, yes, if investment is depending on any factor, maybe rate of interest, maybe other factor like income of the country, then that investment is known as induced investment. Generally, we are explaining or relating investment with the market rate of interest. So here you are getting that, yes, investment is the function of market rate of interest, and these two are inversely related. Inversely related means if market rate of interest is going up or it increases, then investment will decrease, and if market rate of interest is decreasing, the investment will go up. Okay. So this two difference is there, the relationship is there, that you should know about it. Why negative relationship, I will discuss with you, then concept will be clear. Here you have to understand, yes, the induced investment, it means that investment is depending on some factor. Take the example, that factor is nothing but is a market rate of interest. So here you are getting key, yes, if market rate of interest is going to change, then investment will change. How it is going to be related? So you are getting it key, yes, if market rate of interest is going up, investment will decrease. If market rate of interest is decreasing, the investment will go up. That relationship you are getting it, and it is known as the induced investments. Is it clear to all of you? Induced investment clear?
Yes,
Really?
sir.
Okay. आयुषी देखो कितना अच्छा आवाज आया। अभी तुमसे हम आयुषी पूछे, आयुषी आयुषी जवाब दो, लेकिन नहीं दी।
सर मैंने बोला तो था।
बोली थी?
हाँ सर।
Maybe. Then I'm sorry, yeah. Okay. Now next come autonomous investments. All of you, please. The autonomous word itself is explaining everything. If you just look see the word autonomous investment, the word itself is saying everything. Autonomous means autonomous investment means the investment that does not depend on any factor. Simple, it's a given. So whatever the rate of interest going in the market, it will not affect that investment. That type of investment is known as autonomous investment, and generally it's referred to as IBAR. It's referred as IBAR. And this type of investment generally done by the government. Take one example. Suppose government wants to invest in education sector, and suppose government decided to set up a college or any school. Yes, a school or college is the investment that particular year the government can make. The moment government adding one more school or college, it means government invested. And for why? For the production of the educational services. Efron, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay. Then please switch off your phone. Thank you. And if you want to say anything on it, and please ask me. I am here. Don't worry. So let us consider. All of you think about it. Suppose government wants to expand their educational services, and government wants to invest. So government decided, I want to set up a school or college or university. Do you think government is going to decide this decision, or government is going to take this decision on the basis of what is the rate of interest is going on in the market? Think about, tell me yes or no.
No, sir. It won't consider the rate of interest.
Good. Allow?
No, sir.
You allow, you think, yeah, everyone think about where you are, in which country. If your government deciding to set up a school or college or university, really they will first take what is the rate of interest going on in the market or not? No. If they think, we need to invest here, they will go for the investment irrespective of any factor. So here, this investment is the policy decision of the government. It's not depending on any factor. So this type, suppose government decided to make a road. Again, it will not decided, it will not affected by the rate of interest. They will go decided, they will make it. Suppose government decided to set up a hospital. Yeah, once government decided, yes, it is a need of the area, need of the country, they will go for that. They will not think what is the rate of interest is going on. Whether economy is going for recession or whether economy is going for the boom period, they never think about it. Even in the recession period, they can go for the investment. Today, that is one of the best example. In most of the countries, government, they are going for investment. Where private sector, they are going back. But government sector, coming forward. They're not thinking whether I will make loss or not. So just, this is the one of the example I'm trying to say, okay, if you take the all investment of a particular country, then you can divide all investments in two categories. One type of investment, we say that it is the autonomous investments. And autonomous investment means it does not depend on the factors like rate of interest, level of income. No, it's just a policy decision of the concerned authority, or generally it is this type of investment is done by the government generally. Why using the word generally? Because sometimes even private sector doing that. Okay, you just see in this pandemic so many private sectors coming out for helping the humanity. They closed the plant, they started manufacturing the oxygens. They closed the plant, they started manufacturing the ventilations. And most of the companies, they are just providing cost to cost or free of cost. Yes, they are investing there, but they're not deciding on this investment, on what is the rate of interest is going on. They're not deciding whether is a boom period is not there or not. They had invested. So we cannot deny this type of investment in the private sector also. But yes, percentage is very less in the normal circumstances. It is the reason we say that key autonomous investment, most of the autonomous investment, basically it is or generally it is done by the government, and it does not depend on any factor like rate of interest or level of income. It is known as autonomous investment. But yes, induced investment means the investment that depends on some of the factors like rate of interest, level of income. Here I mentioned this. Okay, dear. So is it clear, everyone? What is the autonomous investment, induced investment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just a minute. Fine. So here I'm not going. Okay, fine. After knowing this, next I'm going for only investment, whether it is induced investments or autonomous investments. But fact is, yes, some amount you invested. Am I right? Again, I'm telling you, it may be induced investment, it may be autonomous investment, but fact is, yes, some amount is invested in the country. Always remember, in any country, say I'm taking I bar for simplification right now. Okay, so if any amount of investment you are increasing in the country, or investment in the country leads to increase in aggregate demand, and also it is going to increase the production potential. So these things you remember. Any country, if is going for more and more investments, so at the same moment, two things happening. One, the aggregate demand for goods and services will go up. At the same time, the production potential will also go up. Take one simple example. And please try to understand this example to all of you. Take it is the 1st of April of a particular year, and it is the 31st March of that next year. That is 1 year. So 1st April to 31st March, it is there. So you know, between these two periods, you decided to invest. Suppose you take your example, you decided to invest 10,000 crores rupee. You want to invest. So once you invest, means what? Either you are going to open a hospitals, or you want to set up a college, or you want to set up any type of plants. Plant means whether you can produce goods and services, you can produce goods and service, etc. Any type of things. Suppose you selected hospital. I will set up a new hospital, and worth is 10,000 crore. So the moment you start from 1st of April till 31st March, 1 year you have chosen, within 1 year, I will complete my investment. I will invest 10,000 crores. So from first day started the set up a plant, a hospital. For that, you demanded the cement, your sand, your rock, your so many things you demanded. The rods you are demanded. Okay, you demanded basically labor. You demanded architect. You demanded engineers. You demanded plumbers, electrical equipments. Everything you demanded. For hospitals, the medical instruments you demanded, bed you demanded, AC you demanded, fan you demanded, free refrigerator you demanded. So many things you demanded. But you were clubbed together, then you demanded the total goods and services worth of 10,000 crores, which includes goods also and which includes services also. Because labor means you demanded labor services. Architect means you demanded the architect services, engineering services. So everything you demanded goods and services. So once you spend 10,000 crores till 31st of March, it means if within 1 year you demanded the 10,000 crores worth of goods and services. It is the reason I am telling you, increase in investment is going to increase aggregate demand for goods and services. This is the one of the reason that. Yes, aggregate demand is going to increase investment is going to increase aggregate demand. Number one, first. Second, suppose hospital is completed till 31st March. Completed till 31st March. Then after 31st March, this hospital is going to provide the health services. Health services. It means if earlier you had the 5 hospitals, now one more added, it becomes the 6 hospitals in your country. So additional 1 hospital, they started serving the nations. It means that much extra production potential in your country has increased. So second impact is there is increase in production potential. So please remember, dear, investment means you are adding the capital. Okay, so just here is what I'm telling you. If increase in investment is going to increase aggregate demand, and also it is going to increase the production potential. The reason is that increase in investment has created the increase in investment means more capital formation, means more capital, and more capital means you can produce more goods and services. That was the reason I given this statement. Clear, dear? So tell me here till here everything is clear or not. Then I will go for the investment multiplier in next class, because I don't want to put everything in the same day. Go step by step, and I think you clear your concept. Whatever topic I'm discussing, clear it. If anyone has any problem, please ask me. What's happened? No one is saying anything here. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
So is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so anyone
Sir,
tell me? Yeah. Yeah, friend.
would you just repeat once more the whole concept?
Yeah. Take, friend, your own example. Suppose you are a businessman and you want to set up a hospital in your country or any African countries. You decided I will invest 10,000 crore in a particular year. Suppose in your country, 1 year is from 1st of January to 31st of December. This is your 1 year. You started building your hospital from 1st of January, and your target is I will complete till the 31st December. I will complete my hospital, so that the next year 1st of January I will start my hospital and I start serving the nations. So when you started this year, the 1st of January, so what you will do first? You will start buying the bricks, stone, sand, cements, and the iron rod. So many things you started demanding now. Plus you are demanding the architecture services, you are demanding the engineer services, you are demanding the labor services. So everything you're demanding, and now you started constructing your hospitals. After construction, then you need the plumber services, your electrician services. They will complete your hospitals. Okay, so after completion of the buildings, then you started buying your ACs, other accessories, your medical equipment, the bed, everything you are started demanding. Now till 31st December, you completed your hospital. Only you need to operate. So till 31st December, you invested all your 10,000 crore rupee. But 10,000 crore rupee, you are just spent on this, on the building of hospitals. So within that 1 year, you demanded all goods and services worth of what? Worth of 10,000 crores. It is the reason I'm telling you how much you are investing in a country means the equivalent amount of goods and services you are going to demand more. You are going to demand more goods and services. Okay. The moment on 31st December, it's completed. Suppose you completed the hospitals. And now the next year, 1st of January, you started serving the nations. So when you started serving the nation means your hospital, suppose it is the 1,000 bed hospitals. Bed availability is a 1,000 beds available, 1,000 suppose, or infrastructure allowing, okay, in hospital patients to serve around 1,000 patients, and OPD you can just serving every day say 1,000. So that much extra potential to serve the people you created, dear, you created. So how much hospital you had earlier, they were still serving today, but this extra people you started serving the nations. So it means what? Once you set up a hospital, the extra amount of potential you created to serve the nations, and you serve you give the nation the health services. So it is the reason I'm telling you, if a country is going for more for investments, so two things is going to happen. One, that much goods and services is going to be demanded in the particular period of the investment. Second, after investments, the extra production potential will increase, or more production potential will be created. So investment has dual impact. One, increase in aggregate demand, and second, increase in production potentials. Suppose in place of hospital, you can take the college. So extra amount of people you are going to provide the education facilities. Okay, you can provide education services. Suppose you set up a plant to produce goods or services. Yes, you can set up the extra amount of goods you can produce, extra amount of services you can provide. That you can do that. That's I'm trying to say. Now, is it clear to all of you or not? बेटो उसको ऑन ऑफ कर दो एक बार
clear,
ऑन
sir.
ऑफ कर दो. Yes, tell me.
It's clear, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Any other questions? Any other doubts?